Oh, okay. Some news articles tonight that's actually quite uh, interesting. One of them was a minute. One of them being about Bitcoin and Bill Gates and Elon Musk, and I think it was the other one. I think it's Kanye West, and the Twitter accounts have been hacked, and so you've had that, and then about 15 minutes ago, I had a notification from the BBC News. I'm not even subscribed to the BBC News. I've never actually had a notification from the BBC News before. And it was a notification on about Huawei and 5G and how China's retaliated with the UK. So I don't know if they're planning something big in a few years' time. I don't know. No, not a few years' time. Sorry. Well, even soon. I don't know if they've got some big event planned for us. Some massive new stuff, like Shill said about the story changing. Maybe it's time for a new story. I don't know. Just crazy. So I'll just look now. Yeah, I got a notification from the BBC. One was about economic retaliation over Huawei, and they were talking about how in 2027 they want to take all Huawei 5G towers down by 2027, and how it's gonna what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to delay. Yeah, that's the word. Delay the 5G and stuff like that. And the other one I had, which was about 3 hours ago now, it says on my phone, was Huawei banned from UK 5G networks in major government U-turn. And notification I got, well, actually no, notification I got about 15 to 30 minutes ago was about China warning the UK over economic retaliation, and it was quite big because apparently they're having a meeting next. It's supposed to be. I say, well, the storyline goes that they're having a meeting next week to discuss China, the USA, and the UK. So I don't know. And then you've got all the stuff with hi John. Then you've got stuff with what's the word? With Hong Kong and the coronavirus blame and stuff like that. And when you think, what have they got? What big event have they got planned for us? Is this something else? Is this another story, another major event that's about to come? Because I've never had notifications like that from the BBC News. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I was talking about 5G banning. The Prime Minister said, and it also mentioned about the UK and the USA relations. How the UK can either be in a relation with China or the United States, but not both. That's what it said on BBC News, and it said that there's a big threat and there's a big China that's warning retaliation on the UK. So, hi Ethan, mate, you all right? I'll put the link in the description. Anyone wants to join. So yeah, we've got Huawei tonight, and then we've got the. You're a bit old for the Beeb. What's the Beeb? Oh, What do you mean? Oh, they talk about BBC News. What do you mean by Beeb, John? And then at the same time that's come out, we've got Twitter that's been hacked, and the main users with the ticks next to the name can't log into their accounts, or they can't post anything. So, hi Ethan, you all right, man?
Yeah, can you hear me, mate? I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me perfectly?
Yeah, it's not echoing, is it?
No, yours isn't. Mine isn't, is it?
Don't know, mate. I have to ask the chat.
I don't think it is.
Alright,
It was a
no
minute ago
problem.
because I had my YouTube account on as well.
Yeah.
So it was.
What was you talking about? I've just joined in.
I was just talking about how I've just got. I don't know if you've seen my latest video, but I got a notification from the BBC, and I'm not even subscribed to BBC News.
Yeah, I did
And
see it,
about yeah, it's crazy, and it's just is this something that's big that's planned, that like changing the storyline?
They're probably just trying to get you just to subscribe to them.
Oh well, I think we all know how crap the BBC are. Never in a million
Yeah,
years.
of
I mean,
course.
I did watch the videos. I even disliked them. So
Yeah,
hi,
yeah.
E. I'm just going to call her E because E was a bit too long. Ulick, say hi, Ulick.
Yeah, I wouldn't can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah, I wouldn't threat about that war stuff.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
config.
Oh no, I don't. I take it with a pinch of
Yeah.
salt, but at the same
Yeah, yeah.
time, what's
They're
weird
all
is
controlled, mate, aren't they?
at the
They're all
same
linked together.
you've got this Bitcoin hack and the Twitter hack all at the same time, and it's involved with Bill Gates and Elon Musk. That's happened now. So you see,
Yeah, it's
they
all
link
just
these
news by the
stories, they bring
numbers.
in events in at the same time, and it's like they're trying to divert people in different directions, and that's how
Yeah.
they distract people. That's what I've
Yeah, it's
noticed.
all conquer and divide, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so they're the two main news stories at the moment. Because it's been
Yeah.
quite quiet over the last few days, really. I don't think
It
much has
has,
happened
yeah,
at
you're
all.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you I don't know if you seen my video on the Mall of America.
oh yeah, I did the 7-Eleven thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
that was
bit
good,
interesting,
mate.
isn't it?
Yeah,
The team that played their last one 33 years ago, and then you got all the like the Gemini ritual.
yeah,
It's interesting stuff.
yeah, mate. God knows, I'm actually interested to see what they do. Where this is all going to go. It really is interesting to see where it all goes because you've got this, virus thing that's playing out, but it looks like they're
Yeah.
bringing something else out. Something else that's going to come out, and it's
Yeah, I think there'll be another big event just before winter.
yeah. I wonder if it'll be anything to do with like China though, and the UK
Maybe. You talked about that
and the
program before,
US.
didn't you? Saying that North Korea was threatening Britain.
Yeah, they sent a well, it was actually China, funny enough, and the
Yeah,
United
exactly.
States,
So
and
there's your
what it was, it
predictive
sent a
programming.
missile. Yeah,
Yeah.
what they could do is they could easily just like say, oh, they could do a controlled explosion somewhere, then say, oh, it's a radioactive bomb, and then say, oh, this area has been radiated, been poisoned, you've got to leave the area. And the people living in that one area have got to evacuate because they think that there's radiation poison when there is nothing there at all. But it's easy just
Yeah,
to tell
it's
them that.
I think it's the
So
placebo effect. I think that's the one where they you tell someone that something's happened, or you tell them that
yeah,
they've got something, and their body slowly believes it and develops the symptoms. I think that's the one.
yeah,
I could be wrong.
you can get ill from your mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
E-word said, "Have you seen the story? British pub landlord installs electric fence." Yeah, I seen that. That's
no, I haven't seen that. What's that about?
Well, this landlord of a pub, he put an electric fence around the bar so people wouldn't go to the bar. It's basically a mockery. It's
Fucking hell.
it's a it's symbolic to basically call them a sheep. You know, that's what sheep
Yeah.
have around them, isn't it? Electric fence. It's yeah.
Oh God.
I'd
Yeah.
boycott that pub.
And when you've got like fences, and you think of prison fences and prisons and all that, and then they use words like lockdown, which is a prison word, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
It's just like quarantine. Quarantine is a term to say that someone's ill and they have to be locked down. So why are we getting?
yeah,
Why are they saying that we're in quarantine when we're not ill?
yeah, I know. So,
And what's going
uh,
down in Australia right now is basically prison. When they got them all in that building,
oh yeah, I
won't
know.
even let them go for a walk.
That's gonna happen here. That's gonna happen here, Ethan. I'm afraid
Yeah, I mean, look at all
it
them
will
tower
happen here.
blocks in
I'll
London.
say September time when the kids go back to school. All
Yeah,
that. I'd
yeah.
say. Yeah. I mean,
I
obviously.
was watching a video earlier on the masks,
Yeah.
and what they're pretty much saying is they're getting everyone to wear these masks because it
Yeah.
it kills your immune system because your immune system's not interacting with bacteria as such. It's slowly killing your immune system. So when you take these masks off in the winter and such, your bacteria is going to get in your immune system even more and cause illness.
You know. Yeah, I've heard some stories as well where they say about it doesn't affect your oxygen levels. There's like this obviously he's just another disinfo actor or whatever
Yeah,
from the
of course, yeah.
government talking about how he's pissed off because people are saying that they're not wearing masks because it affects the oxygen levels. It doesn't affect the oxygen levels, and he
Well,
kept
of course it
trying to
does.
explain how and of course it does because you're breathing your own carbon dioxide, but he didn't mention that.
Yeah, exactly. They
So
don't. It's just like when they're saying they've got new evidence. They always say, "Oh yeah, we've got new evidence," but they never tell you what the evidence is.
no, they don't. And if it is evidence, it's just evidence to another load of crap that someone else has talked,
Yeah, it's
claiming to be
government-based
professionals when they're
evidence.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
claiming to be professionals when they're not at all.
Well,
I've
the
noticed
government.
that.
Well, I know the American government signed a bill about 40 years ago saying that if they come up with any new technology or a new advance in science, they don't have to publicly let anyone know, so they can just keep it private. So let's say
Yeah,
they found a cure for AIDS, they wouldn't have to tell the public because they signed that bill that says they can keep it private.
yeah.
So
You know
yeah,
you've got all sorts. There's all sorts going on at the moment. Little things mainly, but
yeah.
like they talked about how there's a plague or something, a bionic plague that's set off in China, killing a 15-year-old boy, and it's in a squirrel in California. I'm like, what?
Chill.
How the hell did he get from China and end up
I
in a
bet
squirrel in
there's.
California? I mean, what?
I'm sure there's I'm sure
That
there's
just does not
some
make any
gematria
sense.
encoded in that.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense, does it? Even without the gematria
Well,
code, like,
the original story doesn't make any sense. Like a bat. Come on.
oh wait, no, it doesn't. They're mocking us even more, saying
Yeah.
that a bionic plague released in China has managed to, kill a 15-year-old boy, and then, and then a squirrel's got it. I mean, like, what? Did a squirrel interact with a Chinese, or I don't know.
Just kill the squirrel now over there, innit that?
Yeah.
What's the
Jeez.
comment saying? I'd say Birmingham towers will be locked down. I don't know. Is there big towers in Birmingham? Is there?
I don't know. But I think you could, like you said, use gematria code or something to see what's. You can actually, to be honest, but you can predict stuff. But
I think you
I'm
can
not
just
very knowledgeable on that, to be honest. Maybe you are, Ethan. I don't know. But
a lot of stories. It's not as easy to predict stuff, but it's easy to break down the news just to see
yeah,
how they've encoded certain numbers for certain rituals. For example, what I talked
yeah,
about on that other video, a lot of rituals are astrology rituals, such as your Mercury rituals was your 9/11. Your 9/11 was your towers, which is your Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and then in front of the twin towers you have the Statue of Liberty, which is your Virgo. So there's your Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So there's your Mercury ritual, and then you've got
yeah,
the attackers, which were born in September. So there's your Virgo again, and then it's just all links up together really.
Bloody hell. And I think the Statue of Liberty as well. The head of the Statue of Liberty is a figure of a satanic occult.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it is now.
No, but
it's not the Baphomet, is it? No, it's not that.
I don't think so. No. I remember watching it. I know it's a complete disinfo most of the time, but I actually recommend people to watch him. But I know he's a shill and all that, but to people that aren't awake, call for an uprising. Just for people that aren't awake, I say watch his videos because he's mainstream and people are more likely to believe him. And then
who are we talking about?
A Call for an Uprising.
Oh,
it's a YouTuber.
I don't think.
Well, he's a shill. He's got hundreds. Yeah. I think he's got a couple of 100,000 followers now, but he can't be trusted. But for anyone that is completely asleep, even the shills sometimes are good calls to just to wake people up, but don't follow them all the time. And
yeah, you're onto something there. That's what kind of woke me up a bit. Is just like I was big into David Icke, and then and then there's this YouTuber called Spiritual Soul. I was big into him, but like they don't tell the full truth, but they open your eyes to half the truth. They set you on some sort of a right track.
And that is that's a start once. It's like, I think what it is, I don't know if it's when people awoke, they had to get these agents to disinform people because too many people are awake, and that's what they've done.
They know some people are intelligent, so they got to give them half truths.
Yeah,
it's like with David Icke, for example, they they say that he says about reptilians, doesn't he? And the reason they get him to say that is so when people go to his channels, they go, "Oh, how can you believe this guy? He believes in reptilians." So you see how they do it.
Yeah, so he'll say one half truth. I mean, you got to remember he was a professional footballer, and if it's true that sports is I don't know if at that time if sports is all acted and staged and everything.
Yeah,
he's obviously been part of it. I don't know how far that goes back, but
I think it goes back years and years.
Yeah, yeah.
When I found out that kind of like, oh, okay, he's one of those.
Yeah,
and then you got a photo of him on the Masonic chair, on the Masonic temple chair. I think it's the highest. I can't think what the name is now.
33rd degree Freemasonry or something.
Yeah, the Scottish Rite, the highest one.
Scottish Rite, 33rd degree Masonry. That's why you see the 33 a lot.
Yeah,
that's that you see it all over. They love that number. I think it's to do with the 33rd degree Freemasonry. Yeah, you've got another one called York Rite Freemasonry as well.
Yeah.
So I just
I think they go. I think the first one's like apprentice, and then I think the second degree is like master. I think.
Yeah. However, he does explain the pyramid well because I shared a video on him explaining how the pyramid works, which is the Illuminati pyramid. So basically, if you've got like a bank, you've got the bank workers right at the bottom, and then you've got the bank manager, and then it goes up.
Yeah,
you got the most people. If you think about the pyramid, most people work at the bottom.
Yeah,
and they're on that line at the bottom. And less people, as you go up the pyramid, less and less people are on different levels, controlling the other people, and the people below don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's how it works.
I'm just going to have to get a charger, mate. Won't be a minute.
All right, man. So, I was just reading the comments. Oh, John, by the way, I watched your YouTube video on, what was his name? Dr. Robert Duncan earlier. Really interesting, actually. I went to watch the video about it, how he talks about how they've used weapons to manipulate human mind and emotions. Crazy stuff. I mean, I've never actually looked into stuff like that before, but it was nuts. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Robert Duncan, but then he talks about the school shootings and all that, saying that they're real. But I don't believe that. Yeah. He talked about do you know, I've forgotten some of it already, but he talked about how the CIA and the military have been using weapons frequencies to control people's brains and mind and cause them to say things that they can't remember saying, and also erase memories and stuff like that. They've done stuff like that, and I'm going to look more into it because I watched the video. It was insane. I mean, he was with this other dude that was has had. He thinks he's been manipulated, and he said that he reckons that minimum was it this doctor Robert Duncan reckons that minimum up to about 10,000, 2,000 in the United States and 10,000 worldwide are projects. All right, mate. Are projects of this mind weapon without even knowing it, and their minds are controlled.
Oh.
I don't know if John can give me some explanation a bit more on it. Because he's the one that put the video up. Hi, Ethan.
I went downstairs to get the charger.
Yeah.
I've only gone and forgot the actual charger.
You're breaking up, mate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's just said your mic's off.
Hello?
Hi, Ethan. That's better. I think I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said I went downstairs to get my charger, right?
Yeah.
And I've only gone and forgot my charger. So I went down there, ended up in the kitchen, got a drink and some crisps, and I forgot the actual charger. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah. Who's repetitive? Steal it one. Are you talking about David Icke? So yeah, how I see the world is like what Shill said. I suppose it's all they're all all these people in the media, the government, everybody. They're all actors, playing their script, and it's like just watch it as if it's like a massive movie or a TV show or something. I actually come to a thought the other night. I was talking about how think of this. Think of each century as a TV season, as a series. So you've got the first century, which is season 1, the second century, which is season 2. Then you've got the 21st century, which is this season, which is season 21. And each century has 100 years. So imagine 1 year equals 1 episode of that season. So we are now in the 20th year of the 21st century. So how I look at it is we're on season 21, episode 20. And this year is crazy because this is the coronavirus episode playing out. So that's how I see it. So I'll call for an uprising, yeah. So yeah. So that's how I see it. So like each century is a season. So the 21st century is season 21, and there's 100 years, 100 episodes in season 21, and we're on the 20th episode. And this episode's crazy. So, you there, Ethan?
I got the Rona, mate.
I was just saying, Ethan. Listen to this. You there?
Yeah.
Right. All right. So imagine this. This is how I actually see it now. Right. Each century is a season. Yeah. So the first century is season 1. The second century is season 2, and the 20th century is season 20. We're now in the 21st century, which is season 21. And each century has 100 years in it, doesn't it? So imagine each year is an episode on a TV series. So we're on the 21st century, which is season 21, and then there's 100 episodes in this season. 100 years in a century. We're on episode 20. We're on the 20th year of the 21st century, so that means we're on season 21, episode 20.
Well, if that's the case, I hope this episode's The Great Awakening.
Yeah, that should be called. We're ready for season 21, episode 21 will be the great reveal. Imagine that. The great reveal. The Great Awakening and the Great Reveal.
Yeah.
Episode 21. That's how I see it. I just imagined it when Shield the other night. I think he smoked something. I don't know what. But it was crazy though how he talks. Though, you know, to a degree, he kind of. And I just thought about that.
I agree. I do agree a bit what Shield says. It's just I do think we have got to still speak out.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we can't not worry. Well, not worry, but we still got to, like, you know, because
spread the message.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we don't know what they're going to do. We don't know what they're going to do. We have no idea if we don't know how true it is that they want to, like, depopulate the world by 90% or 95% or whatever. We don't know how true the Georgia Guidestones are, and I think from a lot of
we know nothing.
From a lot of what's the word? Well, some evidence explains that the Georgia Guidestones is happening now, like the Unite One Language and stuff like that, and you can kind of see that, but we don't know how true. I mean, people say it links to, I think, was it Agenda 21, 2030 or whatever.
Yeah. And
I mean, I don't know how, if that's just a goal, and you know, but I don't know. But we can't just not, you know, do nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
I mean, you see it as a show. I mean, a lot of it. I mean, the side of it I see as a show is the fear bit, because you don't want to be scared, because that's what the news is there to do, is to scare you. So I think I get the point where you just watch it as if it's like a big TV show or a film or something, or read the stories like it's a comic book, and then you're less likely to get scared.
Yeah. We've Overkill said, I like peanut butter and honey on toast. I rather peanut butter and jam myself, mate.
I don't like peanut butter.
Well, do you know? What do you
No,
like?
I hate the smell of it and everything. Butter? I think it's the smell mainly, which puts me off.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather smell like tuna. That's a bad smell.
Oh no, that's nasty. There's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah. Peanut butter jelly. When it? I just remember that. I used to watch that at school.
Yeah, Family Guy.
Oh yeah, Family Guy. Oh, I love that show. I love that show.
I bet there's some stuff in that show, I tell you.
Pardon?
I bet there's some predictive programming in that show.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in South Park.
Yeah, yeah, and I could never. When I was younger, I could never like that show for some reason.
What South Park?
Yeah, I always thought it was
Well,
just
yeah,
weird.
yeah, bit weird. There's one episode that talks about it's called the Human Centipede. It's quite a funny one actually, but it talks about how Apple have created this human centipede. So basically, it talks about how I think it was Stan. Was it Stan or no? What's the Jewish one called? Forgot his name.
Oh, I have no
I
idea,
don't
man.
know. But the one in the green cap anyway. He didn't sign the terms and conditions. He didn't read the terms and conditions, and he agreed to them. The terms and conditions on the iPad. Basically, the Apple took him away. Basically, merged him with these other two human beings to create a human centipede, and then they attached iPads to each side of the humans, and
Yeah,
then he produced it. It was a piss take of the human centipede, but basically it became like a part of technology product, a human technology product.
did you? Sorry to change the subject a little bit, but did you ever watch that Human Centipede?
I've I've watched the first one. It's a bit
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. I wonder where. I wonder what the symbolic
The
meaning of
initiatives and
centipede is.
driven them to make something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I wonder what's symbolic about a centipede.
Yeah,
It's like that
it was in
movie.
South Park, and it was an episode about technology and AI as well. It was about how an iPad, and then in the
Yeah,
end, it was a piss take and everything. But in the
because
end, they said we're not ready for this technology. All the citizens said we're not ready for this technology yet. We're going to have to wait a few years. So basically, it's
yeah,
three humans attached together with iPads, and that's the next generation of the iPad.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
Cartman was going to get the first product, and the first product was no, it was Kyle. Kyle was attached to this human? It's called the human centipede.
Yeah, that all these like terms and conditions, we never actually know what we're accepting to. Do you know what I mean?
That's what
'Cause
I
people,
mean.
we
Yeah,
never look
I
for
mean
them, do we? We just
Facebook.
accept them.
I mean, there's so many pages of it. I bet they hide the most disturbing
Yeah,
information in it well deep in because I think Facebook
yeah,
has
of course.
hundreds of pages or something, and they're just hide. They know no one's going to read it, so they'll just hide the information in there without you know it. And then one bit it
Yeah,
will say that you agreed for all your information to be sold to whoever, because it is. Our data has been. That's
there is
why
no such
Facebook's
thing as
free.
privacy on the internet.
Yeah, that's why. Do you think Facebook's just free and that's it?
You think
You
you
know,
think when you delete stuff off your phone, it really deletes? No, it's all saved inside the cloud.
yeah,
It never leaves. That's why these have these artists and these celebrities on a chokehold because they have all their information.
yeah.
Because nothing
They
ever is
could
really
easily just
deleted.
blackmail well
Yeah,
anyone with it. Saying, look, we know you did
yeah,
this on this day, and we know what you're up to, and we can expose this if you don't do this. And that's
exactly.
what it could be. That's why some people are probably told to shut up and all that. You don't know.
Yeah,
So,
if my mic's low, it's because I'm on my phone. I do apologize.
have you seen that video that John put up earlier, Ethan?
Which one?
About Doctor. Oh, friggin' hell, I forgot his name on it. Was it Robert Duncan? And he
I don't
talks
think so.
about
I haven't been on my phone much today.
how they're using technology and frequency waves and military weapons to control people's minds
Yeah, yeah.
without.
I mean, I know that. Like,
Yeah, and
yeah,
how they have. It goes more into detail, saying how they can erase memories from people, and apparently there's a minimum when they were talking. These two men were talking, Doctor Robert Duncan. There's a minimum of up to 2,000 people in America and 10,000 people worldwide affected by this weapon, have been affected by it. And these people, and they also have technology to erase people's memories, but also make people hear voices in their head. It's like, when people say God's talking to me and stuff, maybe that is
yeah.
what they're hearing.
Yeah.
This technology has been used. I don't know how advanced it is. It's a lot. I've never heard
Well,
anything about it, to be
you got
honest.
your HARP, haven't you, which is the frequency tests and the
Yeah.
manipulation with frequencies, and then you hear all these stories about the so-called targeted individuals, where they're
And
saying
then
that they're just getting blasted with these frequencies. They'll be lying in bed and they can feel their body sort of like burning or with
headaches and stuff. Yeah, it's happening all over America, and it's probably happening in this country as well. Without people even knowing that they're subjects to a
Yeah, I feel like it
militarized
happens
weapon
to us.
technology.
I don't know if you ever had this yourself, but you just be like sitting on your phone or lying in bed, and your hand will get really hot with your phones in your hand. It's sort of like your phone's
Yeah.
getting pumped with a load of frequencies.
Do you ever feel like a vibration in your hand as well, like a chemical, not a chemical imbalance when you're holding your phone?
It's probably your water in your body boiling from the frequencies getting pumped into your body.
Yeah.
Like your EMFs and such.
Yeah, I mean, we're using phones now, but they're not exactly 100%. We don't know how the health impacts. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know about if you know anything about it, but the health impacts in the future, when we're older and all that.
Yeah.
What health impacts it could have.
I don't know what phone you've got, but I know on an iPhone, if you
I've got a Huawei, mate.
If you read the box, inside the box there'll be a letter, and it literally says health hazard if your phone is too close to your face.
Yeah.
So, they're putting it in front of us. It's just people don't pay attention.
I don't know how true this is, but I've heard stuff like brain cancer in the future. How the people might develop brain cancer. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jeez. But but anyway, these people were talking, and they said about how they can also use this weapon, this technology, to make people see things like ghosts and aliens and stuff like that. And that's why people say that, I've seen a sightseeing of a ghost or something.
Yeah.
And it could be part of that. I mean, they only said that up to only probably about 10,000 people worldwide. I mean, it's on John's YouTube.
I'll have to give it a watch.
Account. Yeah, I mean, it sends a link to it.
A lot of times, you lot's videos, they just don't come up in my feed because they've been shadow banned.
Yeah, well, these people though, they also talked about how the school shootings and all that are making out as if they're real. So it's a bit disinformative as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because they said about how they can control people to. They said about how all these maybe 9/11 was from these wave frequencies that they've used, this technology, and maybe all these school shootings in America were driven by people that went up and shot these schools were driven by this technology. And I'm like, but a lot of them are hoaxes. So there's that as well. I mean,
it's either fake or it is mind control on these people. But John just put a good comment. He said they call it the voice of God because they used it in Iraq.
That was it. Yeah, I remember. They said that in the video.
Yeah,
voice of God, and the voice of God as well. That's why they say some people can hear God talking, and it's not the hearing God talking; it's just they've been manipulated by this technology.
Well, your 5G frequencies, that's 60 hertz. It's used to disperse crowds because the frequency is so hard and so impacting on the body. It causes your ears to bleed and such. It breaks away in the crowd.
Well, they say there's as much radiation in 5G as there is in a microwave.
Yeah, of course.
It's a lot. It's a bloody lot.
That's why you shouldn't microwave your food, because you're literally killing the molecules all in your food.
Yeah.
You're literally just killing all the nutrients.
I mean, recently I've been having salad. It's like I've had some salad, put cheese with it and all that. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not great for you and everything, because it's, at the end of the day, I think it's still gluten, but I do like pasta, so I'll probably have like a little bit of pasta with it, because as good as salad is, I mean, to me, I think I've got, to me anyway, I've got to put a bit of flavour with it.
Yeah, as long as you eat in healthy foods in moderation, and like if you're having a snack, just,
like I'll have
not all the time.
a few blocks of cheese. I'll have a few blocks of cheese. Sometimes I probably even have an egg, just because I mean, I know these. I don't agree with having an egg, but sometimes I just feel like one anyway because I'm that used to eating them in the past.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely eat a lot more fruit and veg now.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
I'm having some naturals right now, but it's only because I never really have any. It's just a little snack.
No, I mean it's not going to hurt. I suppose having things every now and again. But
No, as long as you're
but it's
eating
like the other
healthy,
night.
also.
Yeah, it's like the other night I had a Just Eat pizza, a seafood one. But
Yeah, you're saying.
yeah, but I mean, I don't actually eat meat now at all. It's like I'm
Oh,
supposed to
do
be
you not?
pescatarian. Pescatarian. I just eat fish and veg.
Yeah.
I have egg and dairy, but sometimes, but as little as possible, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm on a plant-based diet right now, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be on it for the rest of my life. You know, just things change, innit? So it's like
Yeah,
people. It's like this is what I don't like about this vegan movement. It's so you can tell it's so government based,
yeah. I
like
mean,
the way
that's
they
what I
do it.
mean. Yeah, you're not getting the protein that you need. It is very in your face about the vegan and all
I don't
that.
know with that protein stuff. I think protein. I don't know. I think it's just a load of bollocks because they can't. What is protein?
Maybe.
Like
Well,
you ask
yeah,
someone what is
you're
protein,
right.
and they can't really tell you what it is.
No, it just happens to be in a fish or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know about fish though, because I mean, the Japanese have been eating fish for thousands of years. I mean, I don't apparently, so I
yeah.
don't know how healthy fish is, but I don't. I think I think fish is healthier than meat.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think. I mean, I'm
My
not sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know
my
because I don't know
guess
much about it.
my guess would be that we're supposed to eat our native foods that come from our lands, but obviously
Yeah,
we don't know what comes from our land because they've took it all away.
they've took it everything. Yeah, I mean, you look at the land around you now. All the countryside. I mean,
It's
I mean, it might be a
concrete.
little bit different in Wales, but all the countryside around it, most of it, barely any of it's natural now. A lot of it's just farmland. I mean,
Yeah,
people say, "Oh, farm, countryside." No, farms are not natural. They're human. They've all been human created.
yeah.
All these, cut this when you go into the countryside out of your town, and you've got all these fields and hedges. That's all man-made. That's
Wales,
farming.
Wales is basically rainforest, mate. You go into Wales,
Yeah,
you get away from the farms, and it's all
it's a bit
rainforest.
different. Yeah, yeah.
So
It's the
it just
same. It'll
goes
be
to
the same
show.
in Scotland as well, mate. Wales and
Yep,
Scotland.
yep. And the Lake District, all that forest
Lake
there.
District, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
all that. But a lot of the places in England and I think South Wales as well, like Cardiff area, I'd
yeah,
say is mostly like around there. And even most of England, I think most of England because it's flat, it's easy to create farmland.
yeah.
So yeah, people
And
say
then
about all the nature, farm, all these fields, open fields, but a lot of them are just farms for big industry companies, big
yeah,
food industry
spot
companies.
on.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
So
Um. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Bugger. It'll come to me.
all right.
What's the chat saying?
Um, I'm just reading John's comments. Overkill, resist the new world orders on. Aye. So it's kind of a sound web. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know
what I was gonna
really.
say. A lot of people don't realize they've demonized, weeds, right? Like
Yeah,
dandelion
yeah,
and dandelion leaves. A lot of people don't
yeah.
realize that dandelion leaves
You
are
can eat
actually,
that.
yeah,
You can eat
yeah,
dandelions. Yeah.
yeah. They're really good for your health.
So-
But because they don't want people knowing that they can just eat the stuff that's coming out of their garden, they
Because
say
they
that
want,
they
because
kill them.
they want to be able to control the food. They want to control our food and everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's why, because that many dandelions grow.
yeah,
Do you say even about the weeds and stuff? Like the weeds that grow in your garden there.
yeah. Most of them.
Wow. Have you tried it yet?
Dandelion leaves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They're all right. I haven't tried them yet.
yeah. They're yeah. fine.
So when there's
Same with
if they ever like force a famine on us or something, you know where to go. Or everyone in the chat knows where to go. Dandelions.
dandelion leaves.
Or grow your own food if you can.
Yeah, well, they're making that hard now, aren't they? They're stopping people buying seeds and stuff.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But a lot of times sometimes you can make your own. Like it's like with an onion. If you cut off the head of an onion, you place it in a glass of water for a week. It'll grow roots, and then you just
I've
place
heard
that in the
that.
ground.
Yeah, like some fruit and veg, you can place it in the ground with water,
Yeah, you can.
and it'll grow.
Yeah, it's like that with most fruit and veg.
Yeah, I wonder if you can do that with something like potato. I don't know.
Well,
Probably not.
What happens when you leave a potato in the cupboard? It starts spudding, doesn't it? And that's what it's doing. It's trying
Oh,
to
of
regrow.
course, yeah. You're right. Maybe I have to try that. So I've got a little bit of soil in my garden, not much. But
yeah,
I mean,
well, it's only cheap to buy a little what's it called, compost and stuff.
Yeah. So.
Any questions?
Yeah. So I'm gonna look. Same. Mosquito Bridgend. What's that? That's in Wales, isn't it? Bridgend.
What's that now?
John. Just looking at what
I'm
John's putting. Sure. Mosquitoes similar that think same use on teenagers outside shops made in Wales too. Where it has two settings, one for teenager, one for adults. You can buy a weapon for less. Ultrasonic.
Not too sure.
I think it's talking about the
frequency targeting.
Yeah. Do you know, I wonder sometimes if the frequency is used for people to actually commit suicide. You know?
Yeah. Jeez.
That's dark, but I just thought about that. John's comment. I think they've. I think I'll tell you what is nice, Ethan. Yep. Is when you go out into because you live near the countryside, don't you, and all that.
Yeah, not that far away from it. Yeah.
Just if there's no one around, just take your shoes off, socks off, just walk in the grass.
Yeah, I do, mate.
It does feel nice.
Grounding. Yeah.
It really does, and it's this is what we're supposed to be, you know.
Yeah.
Because we're not around nature, you know. We've been our lives, or most of our lives, especially if you live in a city or a big town. You know, we've been deprived from nature. I mean, yeah, you say, well, we've got a bit of green parks over there and now, but it's just mostly just completely concrete jungles.
Yeah.
You know, we've housed. You know, we're in these confined spaces most of the time now, aren't we? And then we travel to another confined space, and I suppose every now and then we can go to the park or that, but we've been deprived from nature, I suppose.
Yeah, of course we have.
So, because you know we are all. I mean, I've been in my house all day today, and
it is
confined space. I'm going out.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's getting more. It's getting more confined. You know, they're telling us to stay inside, putting people in quarantine. You know, you can only go out once a day to the shop or whatever. One day of exercise.
They're trying to make us bots, mate. I seen a video earlier of there's this roller coaster in China, and people aren't allowed to scream on the roller coaster because it might.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I mean, how ridiculous is that?
It's the same in It's the same in pubs. The pubs aren't allowed to have football TV on. They're not allowed to have TV on with football or sports channels because people will scream and it's more likely to transfer the virus. It's like, what?
They're making us emotional bots.
That's what they're doing. And yeah, I mean,
emotionless, I should say.
I mean, they talk about.
Go on.
I mean, you know, you talk about quarantine, and sorry, I'll let you talk in a minute, mate. But they talk about quarantine and self-isolation and all that, and you know, they do want to deprive us from nature. Eventually, people won't even know what nature is. They could not. Maybe they might not even know what nature is in 50 years' time. they probably wouldn't have even seen a bit of grass because, especially in the cities, because that's what they want. And Shill was talking the other day. I know it wasn't Shill. It was G was talking, saying how they want these local communities in the cities where you've got your own town square and stuff inside that one community, and they want to drive people from the countryside, the small towns, into the big cities where it's all controlled. That's what they want, and it's happening now.
Yeah,
they're doing it. It's obvious. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I mean that's what your smart cities are.
Yeah. 1984, exactly. It's 1984.
That is exactly what your smart cities are. Why do you think they got everyone 2 meters apart with a face mask on? It's for facial recognition.
They want us less human. They want us less human because we're nature. Let's get everyone away from nature. All the bees dying out. Where all the green where we're supposed to be. Around nature. Just took us away from it.
Yeah.
And
they did it years ago when they ripped everyone off the land. When they ripped everyone, all their own farms, they ripped it all.
This has been going on for hundreds of years, mate. To be honest, this is going on a long time, and it will still go on. But they're just working towards it now more than ever, and I think it's accelerated a lot. It's accelerated a lot this year, especially.
Yeah, they're all corrupt. You only got to look at Bill Gates and Fauci. I mean, that Fauci, he was, I think it was in the 80s or something, or the 90s. This woman found a cure for HIV or something along them lines. And he kept asking her for the cure or whatever. And pretty much she wouldn't give it him, so she forced it. He forced it to give it him.
Okay, now.
And he took it and didn't give it out to the public for like 4 or 5 years. So then made millions of people die. So it shows that they don't care about humanity.
Well, they don't. I mean, like I don't know if you've heard this before, but they said like they denied the Rothschild's existence in the 70s. It was ceased to exist.
Yeah.
That's on.
Everything comes out eventually.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for everyone to see past the big curtains.
The one thing for me is 9/11. That one. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you watch a video. There's this one video I've seen it on YouTube. Right, it's the perfect video to show you that 9/11 was a hoax.
Yeah.
First off, you got the Building 7, and then on one video it proves my point of that the planes were what's the word for it? Project Bluebeam was such they were a hologram.
Yeah.
This plane, the planes, it goes inside the building. It doesn't break the building. It sort of like goes through it like a hologram, and then it blows up in the middle of it. Unbelievable. So it's sort of like how can I explain it? It's sort of like putting your hand through water and then the bubble coming out after you put your hand out at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh. How you doing, G? You right?
Hi, G, mate. I put a link there as well. But it's
E-word, Suzanne.
E. Oh, E. Did you have you got your mic sorted or anything?
I was trying to run a live stream earlier, mate, but it's such a struggle trying to get it on the run off the OBS.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's so much easier on StreamYard, but it is what it is.
Have you heard about that stuff recently about it? Just literally come out tonight about the Twitter's down and Bill Gates and Elon Musk can't sign into the Twitter accounts.
What was that?
Have you heard about the Bitcoin? There's apparently a Bitcoin scam or something that's been going on tonight, and Twitter's a lot of people on Twitter can't. Like a lot of the famous people on Twitter can't log onto their accounts. That's happened tonight at the same time as the Huawei.
Probably bullshit, mate.
Oh, of course it's bullshit, but you see how they like to bring events out right at the right time, don't they?
You're right, G, mate.
Hi,
Evening,
G,
you lot. How
man.
you doing? How you doing,
All right,
mate? I
mate.
won't be on.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I won't be on long.
Good,
No, I
thanks.
just noticed you had a. Yeah, I've just noticed you lot are doing a live stream. I was just off to bed and I thought, oh, you lot. I just listened in. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why the notification didn't come up. How you lot been anyway?
Doing
Have
good,
a
mate.
quick.
What about yourself?
I'm all right, thanks, mate. Funny enough about notification, I got a notification from BBC News today,
Cool.
and I'm not
Well,
even
we got.
subscribed to them.
Well,
And it was about the Huawei 5G.
They need
And then
the
it's,
customers sort of thing, don't they? They need the viewers.
yeah, I've got Huawei phones. Maybe that was why.
No, the reason I was ringing, the reason I think you lot mentioned the smart cities, and I was just talking to my
Yeah.
friend for about 2 hours. We mentioned that as well in this paper today in London. Look, exactly
Yeah.
what we were saying the other day. A new 5 billion waterfront city emerges in the east. So basically, you've got London, which is massive, yeah. But over the last 30 years, 40 years,
Yeah.
they've regenerated. You know, Canary Wharf and the Isle of Dogs used to be the old
Oh, there's loads of
dockyard.
skyscrapers around there, mate.
Yeah, but now
Loads of
the
skyscrapers.
wasteland by the Royal Docks is 5 billion. It's one of the biggest in the Europe regeneration plans. 50,000 people are going to be moving there. It's going to be able,
Yeah.
support 50. But I'm looking at the picture, the graphic, and you've got a lady on top of the rooftop with a little garden there with a little running track. So, you know, if they do lockdowns in the future, you just got your running track on top of your building.
Yeah.
And they're designing buildings for
you can
just
see what they're doing.
this sort of living. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you read the report and the article, it's just exactly what we're saying. There'd be little communities. This would be one big mega city like it is now, but more confined to communities. So you won't be able to leave your borough. You'll have your little running track and in another place in London, they've got two buildings. You know where the American embassy is? That's in Vauxhall. And that's near where I grew up. And it always used to be all wasteland and shit. We used to play and make camps. But now it's just fucking like a space town. It's just amazing sort of thing because you've got the embassy there. But what it is, they've got buildings. They're going to build two buildings with an interjoining, connecting swimming pool. So you can swim from one building to the other. Yeah. So all around London are going to build. So that'll be a posh area. That'll be one. Vauxhall with that swimming pool. You'll have this one with the running tracks on top over these. So that's 50,000 there, another 20. Yeah, just little communities all around London, one big, and like you lot just mentioned, moving people from out of the surrounding countryside into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And more control.
Yeah.
But it looks lovely. Oh, look, we've got a running track on top of the building. It's wicked. And look at the Millennium Dome and look at the Canary. Well, fuck off. All I'm looking at now, when you look
people
at
think it's
picture,
a good thing, mate.
Yeah, I'm just looking at skyscrapers. And when you go through a train through London now, that part, it's just fucking skyscrapers everywhere.
I was watching a video earlier, Gene, that just said how skyscrapers are like big giant fawns sticking out of the ground. And that's exactly what they are. Look at the shout. That looks like a giant fawn just sticking out of the ground.
Well, I painted, we'll put it this way, I can bring you back to the history of it in London. I've painted in a block. It's called Great Arthur House, and it's in the city of London, which is, you lot, you've done your research. The city of London is the square mile where you go in, you've got dragons at each entrance. It's the belly of the beast, basically.
The economic powerhouse, isn't it, mate?
The Queen can't go in without the alderman letting her in. It's got all untold traditions. It's very corrupt and fucking. They got a lot of power. Well, it's a sovereign state like how the Vatican is. So basically, the Corporation of London, the tallest building in the tallest building after Second World War in the corporation in the centre of London, in the whole of London, but in the corporation especially, was Great Arthur House, and it's only 18 or 17 floors. Yeah, no more than that. And I've painted in there because when I googled, I thought, let me just see how old it is. And it's on an estate that was built next to the Barbican that was built after the Second World War. And the architecture is very brutalist. It's very, well, you'll Google it and you'll see what I'm saying about the architecture, but it's very grey and stark and it's called brutalist. It's horrible, sort of.
I mean, that was what they used in the war, wasn't it? After the World War, they said about.
But it's just to make people in them blocks exactly, and you feel. But the point I'm getting to as well, in the city of London, they only had 500 people that lived in the city of London after the Second World War. That was the population of the city of London. So they wanted to get people into the city of London after the war to maybe to get the economy started to develop. But what they put in the city of London was working class social housing, basically, and you couldn't get a flat in the city of London unless you worked for the corporation. Do you know what I mean? They've loosened it now because they've had to, sort of thing. But it's very, you know what I mean, you couldn't get a flat unless you work for them basically within the city. Yeah, but now look at it now. The point is, look at it from that one block in 1953 or whatever it was, the 50s after the Second World War. One block, 18 floors, 20 floors, the tallest building in London. Fast forward 70 years, and you've got well, look at it. You could do the numbers and just like you've got. I think I looked the other year. There was like I think 120 blocks ready to go up for development over 20 floors, and another and that's on top of what's already here.
I think
they're gearing up for a smart city. I'm telling you.
I looked on Wikipedia, and there's more skyscrapers going up in London in the next few years, or the next 10 years, or whatever, next few years even, than there actually is in London at the moment. So it's like doubling its skyscraper capacity.
That's gonna be horrible, mate. It's fucking shit. No. It's gonna be shit. That's gonna be. What are you telling me? The whole of look, London now. I think it's about. We'll do it, Google it, whatever. But I think it's about 8 million, something like that, yeah. And then it less, or it might be a bit more, and then it goes a bit less when all the commuters go back. I think it loses at night. It loses about 2 million people, but roughly it's about fucking 6 to 8 million people, something like that. So if you double that in a smart city, which is the population of England, if they do it, that's fucked. Keep it, mate. I'm off.
Have you seen
like those with drones flying about and just flipping tower blocks everywhere?
Yeah, if you've seen Tokyo, it's the biggest city metropolitan area in the world, and it's about 30 million people live in the metropolitan area. That's half the population of the UK, and I think that's what they want the cities to look like.
Is that how big Tokyo is?
It's a greater area of Tokyo. If you look at the population of the greater area of Tokyo, it's about 38 million people. And is what, and when you look at the great cities of the world, the presenter in it said, that is the model of what cities will look like. And I don't know if you know about Japan and the modern Japanese culture and how there's a what's it called? A word, hikikomori, I think it's called. And it's where people are scared to leave their own home and don't leave their own home for months on end.
Why is that?
Hikikomori.
Why did they do that?
Fear. A lot of Japanese people are shy, aren't they? Their culture now is a very shy people.
Yeah. Well, we would call that here the mental disorder of agoraphobia.
In Japan, it's very severe in Japan, and there's a lot on about it. Hikikomori, it's called
Is it like the fear of open spaces when you can't leave your home? Something like that. They'll call it some sort of anxiety disorder. They'll say
don't even want to. This is what it is in Japan. Hikikomori, being confined, are reclusive adolescents or adults who withdraw from society and seek extreme degrees of isolation and confinement. Hikikomori refers to both phenomena in general and recluses themselves.
Why do they do that?
With Japanese culture is very, very. I think that's where we're heading to.
Are you telling me? Sorry, Jack. Are you telling me that's a tradition? It's not seen as a mental disorder. It's seen as a tradition in Japanese culture.
I wouldn't say tradition.
Well,
I don't know. I say it's a mental disorder. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. But they call it. But they call it Harry Carry when they want to commit.
In tradition, yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of videos on it.
All right. No, I know there's a lot of things. Well, around the whole world, they do a lot of things different. But Japan do things a lot there. All right.
Sorry, mate.
I'm trying to figure that one out. Whether it's tradition or it's just another name for agoraphobia or a sort of anxiety disorder.
Yeah, it's more. I mean, it's more. Because I used to love Japan and the culture and everything, and even the technology.
Yeah,
until you realise it's very dystopic there, and it's also very hidden. The stuff that goes on there, it's actually quite dark.
No, I know you say that. Do you know, when I looked into it, do you know what they do? And I think that's a bit worse. It's not a bit nonsense. Their age of consent is 13. Japan's age of consent is 13, and also they've got those girls that dress like they're fucking little schoolgirls, basically. Yeah.
And you think to
Remember,
yourself,
I've looked into all that research around the whole world. In Japan, I was very surprised. I thought they was quite reserved and conservative. And I thought, fuck, 13? They're
and you
saying they're a
realise
noncy country. It's a noncy country like the rest of them. Then you look into
it
Korea.
is a part of
And
it. A
Korea's
fucking part of it.
got K-pop. When you look
Well,
into Korea, they've got those little K-pop fucking pop stars. They're all
Yeah,
getting
they're
noncy.
dressing people up like little girls and all that. You know, yeah, I've heard about that.
Noncy culture.
I think it was
they've got noncy culture there.
I don't know. Do you know? Have you heard of Stacey Dooley? I think she was but she's obviously not to be trusted because she's just a BBC presenter. But she did a documentary on Japan, and she confronted a paedophile in Japan that had a sex doll. And he was talking about how in Japan culture it's all relaxed and they sell like you know what I mean. They sell inappropriate stuff that shouldn't be sold.
Yeah, they're a bit noncy. Well, they're in noncy here in the culture. All different cultures around the whole world are noncy. Some of the shit I've researched. What the fuck, man? I could tell you something, yeah. Korean TV, you go and watch it, your jaw will drop. Your jaw will drop, yeah. You'll think, I ain't watching this. This is madness. It's a mainstream TV broadcast, and it's like set on a, you know, when you get a panel on the stage, and you've got the whole audience there, big audience of, I don't know, 100, 200, massive audience, yeah. And you've just the panel were there like as counsellors. It's called Hello Counselor. Just Google it, right? It's fucking crazy. Yeah. It's Hello Counselor. It's a Korean counselling show, whatever, talk show, right? But cut to the chase. There's a family there, husband, wife, 2 kids, and a little boy. And this dad is talking to the counsellors about his problems with his family and his wife and his kids, and other families talk about their problems, relationship problems, and blah blah blah. And this man is talking about, fuck me, I don't know what an easy way to say it. Fucking hell, he's talking about touching his kid in front of all these fucking people on the show, and all these Korean people are just laughing about it, like he's just talking about him and his son going down the beach, and they had a little funny time. And I thought, hold on, mate, what am I watching? They're translating it, and then the broadcasters are going, oh, but that's a big thing. And you see the boy pushing him away, and he's fucking like when he's trying to demonstrate, and I think this is crazy shit, bro. And then when I thought, right, I've got to look at this culture, and then I've looked at another video of 2 American Korean guys explaining it, because they said, yeah, a lot of people have commented, this is some sick shit, what's wrong with your country and your people, that they ain't fucking gripping the geezer up straight away. He's a nonce. He's talking about touching his boys' things when they're having this madness, yeah. And then they're trying to say, oh, in Filipino, they're trying to deflect from it, yeah. They're trying to say, oh, in Filipino culture, it's not seen as a boy's private and all this bullshit. But
isn't
the point is, when you look at how they look at, sorry, mate, just last bit. When you see how they look at, what they're trying to do it here. I've got a fucking thing here. Peter Tatchell, that nonce. He's like a gay activist or whatever for years, even before I was born, most probably. And then since doing my research, he's talking some nastiness about his friends have had sex when they were kids with adults, and it hasn't affected them. And he's just a nonce. He's just advocate. He wants to lower the age of sex in this country. Tatchell is a nonce, basically.
That's what they're doing now. That it's like that app TikTok. You go on that, it's just a lot of young girls showing their privates and stuff. You know what I mean?
See, I've heard about that. I've heard about it. Ethan, I've heard about that.
It's wrong, mate. I don't.
How old? What do you mean, 13-year-olds and all that?
13 to 16.
That's noncy, bruv. And there's going to be nonces on there, bruv. There's going to be nonces on there looking for these kids.
You go on there, mate. All the comments like 40-year-old men saying, "Oh yeah, nice video."
No way. What do you mean? So what's TikTok?
Is this on dark web?
Instagram.
It's like a dancing app, mate. So you can imagine what the little kids.
Oh my god! I was on the tube today, yeah, and I see 3 posh girls, like 14 teenagers, and they was doing the dancing. I see them. I remember it now. There was 3 of them dancing in front of their phone, and I thought, oh, they must be.
Are you talking about TikTok? You're talking about TikTok, Ethan.
This is the thing.
TikTok.
What they're dancing to. You gotta listen to the music that they're dancing to. It's so sexualized. It's disgusting.
I know. That's what I'm researching, mate. Sexualization of kids and the nonsense. The studies they're bringing to. Well, I don't like calling it studies. The shit they're bringing to show kids in school and that, man. It's nasty.
Did you talk about TikTok, Ethan?
Yeah, mate, TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, oh my God. It's full
So
of
wait, it's so
basically kids dancing, and then you've got 40-year-old men, 50-year-old men.
Getting on there. They shouldn't even be allowed on there, let alone
Because it's
fucking
just a
making
normal,
comments.
No.
it's just a normal app like Instagram, mate. It's just.
So what
But
does-
the thing is, guys, they had an advertisement for TikTok on Facebook ages ago. It was on one of because they advertised it quite a lot on the ads, and it showed about a girl in a school uniform dancing, and she was dancing to Anaconda. You know Anaconda by Nicki Minaj.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting, mate. They're all them flipping pop
Yeah.
stars. They sexualize the kids. They're doing that for a reason. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing. They want to lower the age of consent, and they sexualize them. Now they're doing it in school, and now it's going to be even worse because they're doing it through computers. It's going to be home learning, distant learning at home, just on a screen, doing with a Zoom class. So the kid will have the little headphones on with a screen in front of him. It would be like teaching a kid porn. Imagine a 6-year-old kid learning the nasty shit they're going to teach him in front of a screen in a Zoom class with a pair of fucking headphones on.
That's the
right?
thing, though, mate. People
2 o'clock every Tuesday or whatever fucking day. No, they know what they're gonna do. That's why they've done it. I thought it was bad enough doing it in a classroom setting, but now you're gonna do it over a Zoom class where a kid's just gonna have 2D learning. Fuck's sake.
Will it record them? You know, like
I remember 2 years ago, mate. 2 years ago, what? I was 15 2 years ago, and we'd have these classes in school where they'd get the kids to show them how to put a condom on a dildo and stuff.
Fuck.
Oh, I had that.
A dildo in a classroom.
Yeah, I had the same. It was about in year 10, I think, and instead of it, it wasn't that. It was actually banana.
14,
it was a banana.
14.
How old? All right, yeah, go on. Yeah, what they do, Jack?
We would learn how to put a condom on a banana.
Well, it's going to get a lot worse. They're going to do a lot younger and a lot more deviant fucking behaviour. Put it that way.
Sick.
A lot more younger and a lot more deviant. Too corrupted minds.
Yeah. What you were saying earlier about the Philippines, I'm pretty sure the consent age over there is like 13, isn't it?
Something like that, mate.
Brazil, it's 14. In Brazil, it's 14.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you think 150 years ago in England it was fucking 12? I swear it was 12, 10 or 12. Yeah, Google it.
Really?
Google it. Age of England in 12, about 150 years ago was about 12. Do age of consent in England, whatever. Yeah, but it wasn't that long ago, I believe. And they want it lowered again. It's nonsense that run the country. Not because the British people want it.
Look at all them videos of what's his name? What's that? Clinton, Bill Clinton. Look at all the videos of him with the little girls. Of
course, you have to just look at it this way. You won't get that job unless they've got dirt. You are a nonsense. Basically, that's why I look.
I bet Donald Trump as well. Donald Trump is. I bet
he's been on Epstein Island. He's been on all them islands.
And then you got videos of him saying that he grabs little girls by the pussy and that.
Yeah, he's a dirty bastard.
He talked about how he wanted to date his daughter. He thinks he's calling your own daughter hot and stuff. You know, it's just a bit weird.
In that video. What's it say? What was it in England? I swear it was about 12.
Yeah. Tom Hanks, he's a pedo. He's a nonce.
And that Brady getting his kids.
Another one as well. Another one that will come to like that I get creepy vibes from, and I've actually seen videos of, is Russell Brand. You know, the one that's supposed to be spiritualist and all that.
He ain't. He's in it all. You're right, mate.
He's got 33 tattoos on his arm.
I've seen a video of him get really close to this boy and this girl talking how you like me and all that. It's weird.
No, I wouldn't trust him.
Don't trust any of them.
No.
But gee, have you heard about that? John put a video up earlier about it was about Dr. Robert Duncan. Have you heard of him?
No, go on, mate.
He talks about how they're using technology. We talked about this earlier before he came on, but he talks about how they're using technology to manipulate people's minds. So, like, they can apparently 10,000 people. He said a mere minimum. It was a documentary, They said a bare minimum of 10,000 people around the world are subjects without even knowing to this military weapon that's controlling their mind, erasing their memories, and putting voices in these frequencies, putting voices in people's heads.
I ain't heard of it, but I've heard worse, to be honest. That don't surprise me. Go on.
When people say, "Oh, God's talked to me," or they've heard voices in the head, or they've seen a ghost or something.
Yeah.
Well, that could be part of the technology that they've used, and to control the minds of people around the world. Apparently, up to 2,000 people in America are affected without knowing. He said that could be, and that's a minimum. He said there could be well more. He said there could be something up to 70 million people around the world that's a subject of this technology mind manipulation. And they said this technology is so powerful it can erase memories. It can make you talk and say something without even knowing. And it can make you see things that aren't actually there. And he said about how some people say that God's talked to them, and this technology has been used to talk to this technology has been used to make it seem like God's talking to someone in their head, or when people hear voices in their head.
Yeah,
crazy. I mean,
like
John
said earlier, they used it in Iraq.
They used it in Iraq, yeah.
Yeah, that's just like enhanced mind control, isn't it? Just really enhanced top mind control.
And they don't even have to have brain implants in. They just do it through frequency. They have these towers up apparently that we don't know about, and it has a 1.5 kilometer radius, and is apparently spread out throughout America. And when switched on, they can control lots of people's minds at the same time. They can erase memories, other things, and they talked about how they can make people see things as well. And they said it's 50 years advanced technology from what we actually know. I mean, I've just watched it today. John put it up, a video in it with a link in. I've never heard anything about it. So I've just watched it today, but it's just crazy if that's true.
Yeah. Fucked.
But,
that's it.
Don't mean to change the subject.
Go on.
But what do you lot think of they actually, with these tests that they're doing for people, they're actually placing nano chips?
Oh, like in Australia.
Inside of them.
In Australia.
I'll tell you now. My friend told me. Trust me, she knows her stuff. She said basically, where have I written it down? Oh fuck.
Because
somewhere.
When they're getting
she
tested,
said basically it breaks. She says it breaks your brain barrier or something, and it releases toxins into your brain. Just the test alone. What was you gonna say, mate?
I was just saying how when they're taking the saliva, they're not taking it out of the mouth; they're sticking it right up the nose, up the tubes by your brain and stuff.
No, that's what she said. She said it's going to break the brain protection barrier, and it puts toxins. She's an ex-mental health nurse, and now she's a nutritional therapist.
Yeah, people like that.
She knows her stuff proper. And she's awake as well. She's awoke. That's why I know her. She's proper. But the point is, she's told me that. She rang me today and told me. She goes, I know I weren't going to do it anyway, but then she explained. She goes, it breaks the nasal thing, and it can cause meningitis or something.
Yeah.
Well, she told me that.
Why do they need to stick it up there if they only need saliva? So
exactly, it's overkill.
It's what they're doing in Australia at those tower blocks, isn't it? Yeah, everyone's got to get tested.
That was horrible. Oi, did you see that? It's horrible, man. Fucking pissed me off.
That guy.
Do a video on it, Ethan. It's heartbreaking. They're cunts.
That guy that wanted to leave.
Walk, but they'll let a dog go out for a walk.
Yeah, that was it.
He's sentimental. I feel for him. Hope he's all right.
A week in there, friggin' hell, and the police. How many police?
No, listen. I was at my meeting. Do you know what it might be linked to? Someone told me yesterday. There was meant to be a big 5G. Put this in your video, and all if you don't know it already, mate. There was meant to be, or even better, research it yourself, both of you.
Yeah.
There was meant to be a big 5G conference in the area, scheduled for the same time that the lockdowns happened, and it's a working class area. It's a low income area,
It's a poorest
So,
area
and
now,
it maybe, so that means a lot of dissenters for that 5G or advocates for the anti-5Gers would have been from that area, and maybe one of the big guys from the So bang, you're locking all those people that most probably go to the protest or whatever for the 5G or anti-lockdown. They're given a hard lockdown where they ain't coming out at all. Or maybe there's a big fish in there, there's a big mouth where they didn't want talking, so yes, lock the whole area. Who knows? But that's what she told me. That's like in Wuhan. There was a big protest a couple months before the Wuhan outbreak, and then they started dragging people away and locking them in their houses. And if you don't believe in the COVID, then that means they're taking away for something else, isn't it? Simple.
Yep.
There's go on, Ethan.
No, I was just saying, yeah, mate, agreeing.
Oh yeah, well in Italy they did the same in Italy. I don't know if you remember, but there was a small Italian village that went into complete lockdown. They weren't even allowed to leave their houses. And it was on the BBC News. I was watching it on TV, and just at the time when it was on in the background, and it said about how they had like tanks and the army delivering food to everyone in the village in the houses because they weren't allowed to leave their houses, and they were testing everybody. So it did happen. It happened in a small Italian village before it happened in Australia. So
well, they could do it. We talked about it months ago. Potentially, they could just do it as much as they want, just tighten it up a bit more, restrict a bit more, localize it a bit more. If they really wanted, like that, lock down a whole estate.
What's going down in Leicester now? Then what's going down there?
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
No, there was meant to be a video the other day saying Piers Corbyn went up there or something. I don't know, or whatever, but I haven't seen the video. I didn't bother. I lost it. But basically, it was meant to be a video that there was someone saying that it wasn't a whistleblower, basically from Leicester. Yeah, I ain't seen much on it. That is some bollocks. That is just fake. There's not many people.
I bet there's something going on there, mate.
Blah.
I bet there's something that's going on there that don't want us to know.
I thought it was the food. I thought there was a lot of food packaging or something. So they want to fuck up the food supply, and then you find those guys where they've locked down the caravans last week. So that was food. They said, there's 75 immigrants, whatever, migrant workers got COVID. So we had to lock them all in, hard lockdown on the site.
Well,
when you look at it and think, right, there's no COVID, and you look at their agenda, while they do this, while they do that. So they're locking down that estate there, maybe for that 5G protest. They're locking down that for the food supply. That because of that. There you go.
Yeah, put the dots together.
Oh, listen to this. Paul's just said 33 Alfred Square is the address of them tower blocks in Australia.
Yeah,
33.
I see that as well. Yeah, nice one, Paul. I see that as well.
Yeah, thanks, Paul, for
that. They put the 33 up there. Yeah.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah. Oh man. All right, come back to me. One of you talk. You'll come back to me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Years and years. I mean, I know I keep mentioning it, but as I keep saying before, estates, big council estates that had very high crime rate were called red zones in this TV show, and they were locked down, and they built a massive fence around it, and they had the army patrolling the estates, and you were only allowed in and out of the council estates at certain times.
Well, they've started that already around parts of the world, even in the first lockdown in South Africa.
Yeah.
Look what they've done in Australia and blah blah blah. Yeah, they'll do that.
That was out last year.
Yeah. Okay, no, mate.
Did you see the video I posted about the Mall of America, G?
Oh, do you know what? I ain't had time to get round it. What was it? 7-Eleven or something? Go on, and I'll have a look tomorrow. But tell me what was in it.
You have to give it. I won't say it all. I'll let you watch the video now. It's basically there's a lot of synchronicities that could happen with the Mall of America, with the 7-Elevens and the 33 and all that stuff.
Oh, I'll watch it, mate.
Yeah, I'll let you watch it. It's a good video.
No, but watch. If any of you haven't seen it, go to
I shared it, Ethan.
A Plain Truth is basically saying that the colleges are closed in America and the college towns are turned into ghost towns because there's no obviously trade. Yeah, and they said they're going to lock down the colleges, then do And that's when it struck a chord when I see the big shopping malls. Said the big shopping malls, when they close down, make them into like big re-education camps. Just give everyone universal basic income and no like proper college education, and make the ghost towns, make these towns into ghost towns. Then they have to move into the cities like they did in years ago when the Industrial Revolution, when they moved people from the farms and agriculture into the city. Now it'll be the tech revolution. Yeah, now they're being to
wonder if they're going to do that
even more.
They're going to do that here.
Yeah,
they're going to do that here.
Gearing up for it. Look, we just looked at 50,000 new homes on a bit of wasteland in East London. And you said they're doubling all the tower blocks anyway. All the high rises.
I don't know about you guys know about this, but you look at all these universities around in the smaller cities, even in Lincoln. In these universities, you just start mentioning about universities in America, the building, massive high-rise buildings that are the tallest buildings. I mean, Lincoln's only about 80,000 people, and the tallest buildings there are big student tower blocks. And you look at every city around the UK now, nearly all of the tallest buildings are student tower blocks. Why do student tower blocks need to be so high?
Spotted. Oi, fuck me, well spotted. No, do you know what? I've even painted one as well. Well, not a whole block, but a new one. Then it was London. What's it called? University College London. University College London student digs, but it's out near Acton, West London, leading out towards like Heathrow, but more. Anyway, that's part of London there. But then you've got another tall, massive one in Vauxhall. University digs in Vauxhall. You're right.
I'm thinking, what? Why are they so tall? Why massive? And in Lincoln, I mean, it's probably huge in London.
But if they're doing it all, but I'm saying if they're doing that, then but if they're going to get rid of education in the future, like that guy suggesting in America, well, it's just tall buildings. They can put whatever. They can be a university block that they with students.
It could be like
they sell it. And then they sell it, and this is for someone else to just put a different set of people in there. That's all. But the point is,
I'm thinking as well, like there's going to be, you said about all these posh areas in London are going up. Get rid of the. What if the building? Some of these student tower blocks are awful looking. They look very, shall I say, scummy anyway. So what if they're for the poorer people in the future?
Well, in the future, I want everyone to be poor, like a communist state. I want everyone to be just be on universal basic income, get rid of the middle class, no cars unless you're ultra rich, and just be on bikes and just commuting, and the rest will be robots, like we've talked about. Just like
so that's obviously part of it, then. So I think you're right. Well, you are right.
Well, that's what they're gearing up for.
Yeah, and I think that's what the universities are part of it. I mean, that's why I think because. If you look into it, they're building all these. Why? It don't make any sense. Universities in the past didn't build massive high-rise buildings. I mean, Lincoln is a small historic city, no tall buildings at all. Right? From 2011, I think it was, it had its first high-rise building, which was a university building, and then suddenly, you can look at it on Street View. All these tall buildings started going up. And they were all, and it looked like it's another city. It looked like a small cathedral city, or shall I say, even town. It's been built up to look like a big, not a big city, but a very built-up city with lots of tall buildings in one small area, and it's all university-based. I mean, there's a 14-story building now. There's loads of 12 and 14-story buildings all over Lincoln that have just been built up in the past 10 years, and it's all based around the University of Lincoln. And there was no tall buildings before that. And I'm thinking,
maybe they just make education hubs in the future. They'll have London as the main one. They'll have maybe Lincoln, some other one, and they'll just have, I don't know, educate their spies there. So who knows?
The University of Lincoln is quite a modern new university, and it was only one building before, and then suddenly I tell you this, half the city centre of Lincoln is university, even more, I think it might even be more. It might be nearly 3/4 of the city centre is university
Oh,
based.
oh, yeah. Always another way of looking at it, like what they're doing in America. They're gearing up for the future. Yeah, this make these cities so based around the education, like the universities and the students, the 20, 30,000 students that come to study. Like Newcastle's the same. I worked in Newcastle last year for a week, and I like the city. And it was very quiet because
it's historic as well, isn't it? Newcastle.
But at the time, all the students were away. And they said, no, when you come back after the holidays, the city comes live again. So when you think you've got these big educational cities around the country, just like what's happening in America, you take away the flow, which is the students and the main economy of these cities, then they start to die. Then what happens? They die, then you come to one big mega city down south. And then these cities just die and they just become, that makes sense.
I went to the university.
That sort of economy and they're gone.
I went to the University of Lincoln. I stayed in Lincoln for 3 years. I went to university there because I did photography. Nice. And there was, in that 3 years, so many high-rise buildings went up in that 3 years. I was like, what? This is a small city of about 80,000 people. It looks like a small town. And I used to go to Lincoln a lot when I was younger because I live in Scunthorpe, which is it's about a 45-minute drive away. And I used to go there quite a lot. And it was like a small, old, historic town, I suppose. There weren't any high-rise buildings at all. And the university has just completely overtook it. It's crazy. I might do a video actually, show people on Street View the city and the scale of the university compared to the city centre. It's crazy. And other cities are like Coventry. If you look at an image of Coventry now, currently the tallest buildings in Coventry, they're like skyscrapers and the student blocks.
That might be something to do with it.
Yeah.
Build up all these cities around universities and education. Then when you take that rug away, then bang, all the local economy goes and they dwindles. Then the rest is history. They'll just die. These little cities will die eventually. Give it 30, 40 years. So that's what they look at the long plan, don't they?
Yeah. And they're talking about how they're talking about how high street shops are losing. They're talking about how all the shops in the high street are getting, closing down. And they are. Yeah. The businesses, I mean, in Scunthorpe High Street, nearly half the shops, or well over a quarter of the shops, are closed down.
Yeah.
They're empty. I'm just seeing it. They're taking it away from us.
Mm.
I don't think they want town centres and city centres anymore. I think it'll be like you said. Your community.
Yeah.
That's what your online shopping is, mate. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They want everyone to shop on these big corporations.
Online.
On the online shopping. Yeah.
And why did they build all these? I know I'm probably looking too much into. I've never looked into this before. Question it. Why did they build all these outskirt shopping centres and all these precincts that are brand new? Well, not brand new, but I suppose like probably 20, 30 years old. But there's even in Scunthorpe, there's a couple of shopping precincts around the town, and they're getting more shops there. And they've built a new shopping outlet, an outskirts shopping centre.
They got the money to do it. It doesn't matter if they lose it, does it? Because they got the money to do it.
Yeah,
money's nothing to them, is it?
But they're keep driving all the shops out of town everywhere. But they want that.
Oh, that was it again. Get rid of the high street, and then you've got these high streets like America, the shopping malls. But he's gone under. That's happened already. That happened about a month ago or a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's the company that owns Trafford Shopping Centre, whatever it was.
That went bust, yeah. Was it Into? How was it?
Yeah. They're massive. So if they're going under. No, I said they might change these big shopping centres into re-education centres. Yeah, who knows, But definitely businesses are failing. You see that? I see that report the other day.
So we won't be shopping in the future. I mean, people wanted to go out into town or something.
No,
maybe they won't.
Turning into a Hunger Games society.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
it. They talk about the. Have you heard about the high speed? You know about the high speed 2, don't you? The HS2, I think it's called. It goes from I think Birmingham to London, and I think no, it goes right from Edinburgh to London. I think, but it stops at a couple cities on the way. That to me sounds like a Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crazy.
Well, you lot. Well, I only jumped on to say hello and just give you a bit of support.
Yeah, no
mate.
worries, mate.
Thanks for coming on, Julia. I do like it when you come on.
No, I like
when you
talking
come
to you lot. It's just refreshing talking to you lot. You're young and all that. And I don't mean that, and I mean it in a positive way. It's fucking brilliant listening to
we
you
know
lot.
that, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Keep up the good work, and next time you have a stream, I'll put the bell on so it just notifies me. I don't know why it didn't do it.
Yeah, mate. Make sure you have it for both our channels.
No, of course I have, mate.
And Shills as well.
Yeah, mate, definitely.
Yeah.
But you lot keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you very soon.
All right, mate. See you later.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Probably be not too long now, Ethan. Because what I want to do is I want to like do. I don't want to. I want to do a couple hours every other night or something. Because I don't. Because it's 20. Is it 20 hours or something like that, isn't it, mate? So.
Yeah, we'll run it to the 2-hour mark if you want.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, the high speed too, like the Hunger Games. It's just
fight for your place in society.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I might go watch that movie just to see if I can find anything in it.
Do you know what? I think you're right. I might do the same. I might do the same.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be some stuff there, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, you've got those camps like districts, I think, or districts.
Yeah, District 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 13, I think it was it? Or
20, 13.
Yeah, District, yeah.
And because you had the
Maybe
rich
that's where
living
they're
in.
going. You look at what's going on right now. They're crashing the economy, aren't they? And what happens in the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
The economy's crashed.
Look at something. I mean, this is quite alarming. It's probably not true, to be honest with you. More than likely not. I like to hope it's not anyway. It's a website called DGEL, and it's got how the world could look like in 2025 if there's like a nuclear outbreak or a pandemic. Yeah, and it said that the UK's economy will go from something like 2.1 trillion to around 100 billion.
Yeah.
So that's like a massive I mean, it's not a lot of money, and I think it worked out something from like, instead of having like £30,000 a year on average income, it'll go down to, I think it was about £8,000 a year. So that's like basic income, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no one knows where that website come from. That's the thing. So it could be just a load of bogus, but who knows?
Yeah.
We just don't know.
No, we don't know, but it's sometimes we have just got to stay away from the fear and think positive.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that I think this year is going to change. I mean, it's already changed as it is. I mean, for the worse at the moment, because everyone. I know in Wales, I think they're making it compulsory on transport.
Yeah,
but in England, on the 24th in England, everyone has to wear a face mask just to go in every single shop. In every supermarket.
You don't have to though, mate. Just get a.
Oh no, I'm not. No.
Get a card.
You can get a lanyard thing.
Yep, you got it.
Although I won't be carrying a lanyard with me, I'll just put it in my wallet.
Yeah, that's what I've done with my bus ticket.
Yeah.
I've done with my bus ticket. Yeah. They have no rights to ask you what your disability.
But no, but they've changed the world just from mind control. People talk about how the world's going to change through technology and stuff, but no, they've changed the world through mind control.
Yeah,
because now we're going to see everyone wearing masks in public.
They've made it so people can't think for themselves. People don't know how to think for themselves. They don't have no independency. They all just straight to the TV instead of thinking, hang on a minute, something isn't right here. Let me do my own research. You know what I mean?
If you were to time travel from last year to this year, you'd see that it was a future because everyone's wearing a fucking mask. Sorry for the language, but everyone's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You'll be like, what the hell?
You think you'd landed in a different universe? You know what I mean?
It's going to feel weird. It's going to be like, especially if they bring it out in where you have to wear them in public.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere. It's going to feel like the end of the world, even though nothing's happening. It's like nothing's happening. I'm going to just call it like the mind control virus or something.
Yeah, the sheeple
virus.
All the sheeple.
Yeah.
And another thing, right? People wearing these masks and gloves, and they're having to go at people for not wearing them, saying that they're not protecting people. But yet, why are they so worried? Seeing if they've got the mask and gloves on, why aren't they protected? Why are they so worried that they're going to catch the virus if they're so-called protected? It's like,
I know. And then you've got. I'm going to do another video on it. This is funny. People with breathing problems are exempt from wearing masks, yet the virus is supposed to be fatal to people with breathing problems. And I'm thinking, what? People with breathing problems are exempt from wearing masks, yet they're supposed to protect people. Those are the people that are most vulnerable to this.
Yeah, why aren't they dead?
So what? So you either get the virus and have breathing problems, or wear a mask and have breathing problems.
Yeah.
Choose your pick. It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense at all. It's funny when I was reading it, actually. I remember it said children under 11 can be exempt from wearing them. They don't have to wear masks.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, well, okay, so, but a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old's got to wear one because, it could be a bit more fatal to a 12-year-old rather than an 11-year-old. If you're
the thing that gets me is the little babies. I was in where was I? I was in Morrison's, right?
Yeah.
Just walking in there, and then there's this woman. I think it could have been the mother. I'm not too sure, but she had these two little kids, and they were no older than 5, right? And they both had these masks on, and I walked past them.
Horrible.
And they were speaking to the Morrison's manager, and he said, "Oh yeah, you good kids, you got the mask on." And I just said out loud, I said, "Oh yeah, them masks are poisoning. They don't get anything back then, do you?"
No.
They don't say anything because
as well. They block your breathing, so you can't breathe properly. But yet they're supposed to protect you from not being able to breathe. It's the irony, isn't it? It's a big joke, really. It's not a joke because it's actually, the thing is, they're now intruding on our lives. It was just a joke and all that, it's like, terror attack and all that. It's fake and all that. It don't bother my life. It's just another thing. But now they're intruding. They're getting very intrusive with our lives and what we can and can't do. And that's when you realise there's a problem.
Yeah.
And you realise there's something that's not right.
They got everyone putting on washing their hands with all these chemicals that are reaping into their skin.
They've got in shops sometimes now if you go into. I've been in a couple of shops where you have to put hand gel on your hands.
Bullshit.
I mean, next time I'll just say I've got eczema or something because I do actually have eczema.
You want to say to them, mate? You want to say to them what law gives you the right to tell me to have to do that, and they can't say anything because there is no law.
No. And then you've got I don't know. What else did I find? Something I was going to say. I forgot what I was going to say. There's even talks that I swear I saw an article. You can search it as well about how it can get through the eyes. So what now? They're going to say we're going to have to wear freaking goggles. Let's just wear a whole lot, shall we? Mask, goggles. I mean, they look stupid. Everyone looks stupid, don't they? Wearing these things.
That's what they are.
Yeah. And that's what they want. And there's also, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's also going to be a thing where this guy predicted that there's going to be a thing where it's going to be those who wear a mask instead of blacks versus whites on the Black Lives Matter thing. It's going to be those with masks versus those without.
Yeah.
And there was a shooting in America, wasn't there? There was a shooting in America.
Yeah.
About a police officer. Yeah.
It's like that man in a shop. He got confronted by two ladies because he wasn't wearing a mask. They're going mad at him, saying that he's going to kill people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it drives me insane. It does.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's all funny and all that in places, but at the same time, it's like it's not, because it's like it's kind of scary how.
Yeah, especially when it starts
What?
like affecting your family.
Yeah. I mean, well, just getting involved, intrusive with our lives, saying we can only go out once a day, and what's happening in Australia, is that going to just go everywhere? Like, not just tower blocks, but even just
that's
like
what
streets.
should be waking people up.
Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute, that's not right. They're not even allowed to go out for a walk. It goes past the point of keeping them safe.
I mean, yeah, that's just intrusive. That's
just full on control. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, this is nothing like this. Well, I don't think maybe in the war it did, but nothing like this has ever happened on a scale where they've intruded with what we can and can't do in our lives. This is just complete dictatorship.
Yeah, there's nowhere in the world you can go right now that can escape this.
No, that's what I mean.
This is bigger than the World War.
Fuck yeah,
it
is.
With the World War, you could escape it, but you can't escape this. It's everywhere.
Yeah, and they force it right down you. It's like, even like when all these terror attacks were going on and all that, and these false flags were going on, and it was all over the news. All you have to do is turn off the TV, and you'll never hear of it. It won't affect you. But now, now, even if you have the TV turned off, you go into public and people are saying, "Oh, you got to wear a mask. Oh, look what's happening! Coronavirus this, coronavirus that." It's all on signs and everything, everywhere. It's force fed down our throats. So even if you've never even turned the TV on once, or even looked at a news article on it, you still know about it. Yeah. It's forced up on us. They force this on us.
It's like winds me up.
I mean, I don't know. I think this is. I genuinely think though that there's something, like you said, another big event will happen.
Yeah, it's got to, isn't it?
Another thing I've got, another 7/11. I've got an idea on was 7th of November.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in the video. Yeah, 7/11.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I think you're right there. Yeah. That was you. Yeah, that was you that said that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
I mean, people have said 7/11, and it obviously can't be July because that's already gone. So it's got to be the American date, November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, it is the American date, and it's bound to happen there. And
Paul said you can't escape it.
No.
What do you mean, John, by that comment? US 65. What does that mean?
Yeah. Don't know. US 650. I'm just going to screenshot it. So I don't know. I normally if I watch a video or something, or there's a bit of information that I see, I screenshot it. So I've got that information to research. It's like when you were using your screen to search stuff, when Bill was telling you what to search, I screenshotted it because he said Google it. I will do after this, mate.
Did you?
In fact, actually, I'll Google it now quickly. Google that. Was it you? Sorry.
Primark and other stores cleaning baskets and trolleys. Oh God! Tell them to clean their act up where they're at. Did you see the mockery with that woman who died? That Rivera, is it, from the Glee?
Oh, there was apparently a 30-year-old woman that died from coronavirus because she thought it was fake. It said woman who died from coronavirus. Woman who thought it was fake died of coronavirus, and she just happened to be 30. Of all the 60 and 90, 70, 80-year-olds that died from it, that one woman that thought it was fake just happened to die from it.
You see what they're doing? They're trying to get people to think, oh, these conspiracy theorists are so dumb. Look at them. She thought it was fake and now she's dead. Like, you know what they're doing, man? Oh, it pisses me off.
Just researched that. What's this? just research what John said about this code or whatever he's given me.
Yeah.
And it's something called nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier with the frequencies.
Have you screenshotted it, Ethan, or something? Or is there any way you can get that? Because you can search it as well.
I'll screenshot it. I'll do some research on it. I'll maybe post a video on it.
Yeah. Psychological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed with certain frequencies near half hertz or 2.4 hertz, such as to excite a sensory.
That's what your Wi-Fi is.
Yeah. So that's that. Many computer mods. So it can have psychological effects. I've heard about that before. I mean, my nana and granddad have talked about this. My auntie is very. I mean, she's her husband. Well, was electrician, but he knew a lot about radio frequencies and stuff. And I remember him saying we turn the Wi-Fi off at night, and he said if you turn the Wi-Fi off at night, it will help. I mean, this was like a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. If you turn the Wi-Fi off, it will, because it can have problems with your brain. It can even stop you from sleeping.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Before you end the stream, did you hear about the story of that actress, that Riveria is her name or something? Riveria.
Go on. I might have.
Well, anyway, her name was like Mary Rivera, I think it was, or something. She was a Greek actress, and she died from drowning in a river. And then what's her name? Something Riveria.
Oh right. Wait, hold on. I'm just going to search it now.
And then she died at age. Guess what?
27. 27.
No.
33.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there was another. I don't know about why. What? Yeah, you just can't, can you? Just can't get.
It's funny though. That movie that she was in. The lyrics of her song was something like I'll drown in a river.
God.
It's like, really, the predictive programming is that hard? Come on.
There've been a few of them, you know. I think before the Manchester, with Ariana Grande, she sung "Dangerous Woman" when the explosion happened, and then but one of the people that died in the supposedly died in the attack put on Instagram, and she's got an account. She's called Georgia Cowlin on Instagram. A day before, she put "Dangerous Woman" on her Instagram account. The Dangerous Woman on one of her posts with a picture of Ariana Grande, and it said "Dangerous Woman," which was when the bomb supposedly exploded.
Yeah,
and she put this song is killing me. That's what she put in her Instagram post. This song is killing me. And then the next day, when that song happens to go on, she died in the explosion.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
That is.
I've got a name, George. Oh, I forgot her name, but just a massive coincidence. She's on Instagram. I'll try and.
How old was she? 33.
No, I think she was only like a 16-year-old or something. Because it was a lot of. They do that. There's another thing they do as well. It's like, oh yeah, people are going to be more emotional. The fact that a lot of kids have lost their lives.
Elvis's grandson died the other day, age 27. There's your 27 club.
Yeah, that was another one I was going to say. 27. I don't know why. Do you know why 27 at all?
The 27 club, isn't it?
Yeah,
where
but I know it's a 27 club. I've heard about it, but
significance of it. It's when they die at age 27.
Do you know what's weird as well? You know the Manchester Arena bombings. The Manchester Arena bombings. It happened on the 22nd of May, didn't it?
Yeah.
And 22 people happened to have died. 20, May the 22nd, and 22 people died. That was it. Georgia Calendar. Georgia Calendar, her name was. If you go on Instagram, and she one of her posts, because I think it was Zachary K. Hubbard did a video on it before his channel got deleted again or something. This was back in 2018, I think. I can't remember what year it happened. Oh no, 2017. And
Jeez,
she's
was it
called Georgia
2017?
Calendar. And she put an Instagram post saying this song is "Dangerous Woman," which was the song that they explode when Ariana Grande was singing "Dangerous Woman." The explosion happened, and she died in it. And she
How many
put on a
followers did
post,
she have?
"This song is killing me."
What time did she post it?
Do you know what? Good question. I don't have an Instagram account now, but hold on.
What time did she post it? And how many followers did she have? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good one. There was another one as well. You know, the Manchester, the Paris attacks in 2015.
Yeah, I haven't done much research on that when it was before.
130, I think it's 131 people died.
Yeah.
So it's got that 113 code, but it happened on the 13th of November, 113 again.
Yeah. Coincidence.
Yeah, just a massive coincidence.
You're a conspiracy theorist, you are, mate.
I know, I look too much into stuff, don't I?
You do too much research.
The world is just based on coincidence.
Yeah, you need to stop all that research and start watching the BBC.
Yeah.
The 322.
Oh, the amount of people that say, the amount of people I've heard say if it's not on the mainstream media, it's not true. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Come on.
Oh God.
So I don't know, mate. Maybe you could, someone else could have a look. I don't know.
I can't have a look because I'm on.
I just remember it though, and because I watched, I think it was Zachary Cable, but I just went to Instagram and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
I think I'm going to end off now, mate. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. I've been going on for 2 hours, so.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on, Ethan. Everyone subscribe to Ethan's channel. He's got some great videos on there.
Make sure
really
you
good.
Subscribe to Jack, X Life True Seeking. It's been a good screen.
Yeah.
Stream.
All of us. We all actually work together, I think, to be honest. We all work together.
Yeah, it's great. Little community.
Yeah. All right, mate. Take care, man.
Nice one. See you later. See you, Ewa. See you, Paul. See you, Overkill. John. See you all later. See you in a bit, Jack.
See you later, mate. All right. I think this has been going on for long enough now. Good chat with G. Good chat with X Life, and I haven't really got. I'm just going to look at the comments quickly. Soon everyone will be like robots. You're right, Overkill. Smart cities and all this technology coming out. G's there. Got Suzanne. E again. 50,000 rich people from Steelic 1. Oh, Julka. Hi, Julka. I'm just going to end the live stream now. Thanks for that. US 6506 and so on, John. I'm going to look into that. Just looking at the. Elvis's grandson died the other day at 27. Yeah, I read that as well. All right. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Overkill, E, Steelic, Susan Brown, Ethan, Ulick, John, Paul. I think that's it. Anyone that I missed off, anyone else that's watching, thank you for everyone. It's been a good live stream. I always get worried that it will end up failing. I did get a bit nervous about making these live streams because you're here, there's people watching you or you're live and you could mess up any time. But I think it went well. I mean, I haven't stuttered. Scared to get stuttered. Yeah, good night, everyone. Right, thank you, everyone. And I think tomorrow I'm going to try and do. I keep saying I'm going to do a gematria. I'm going to do some more gematria, but but I just haven't done it for a while. I mean, I was ill yesterday, like I was literally in bed. So, right, that's it. I'm gonna end the live stream now, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. Hold on, Kate Candid, man. Try not to be so gay. Try not to be so gay. Well, if I sound gay, that's just can't help how I sound, mate. To be honest with you, unfortunately, but you know, every now and then we do need a bit of trolls. You know, trolls. I also like trolls to come on here and have a chat with me. I mean, I don't know if Candid Man wants to come on. Right. Anyway, I'll see you all later.